Hello, and welcome to my birthday stream. As I'm hanging out, let me put this one on. I redid my hair today, so we got that going on. And yeah, so I am going to. I made some progress on finishing up stuff. I got some thread that I needed to finish up some other projects. So yeah, I got the final leg to finish up the bar. I have the gate of the bar that's technically still connected, so I should probably attach that. So we'll switch over here. And yeah, so I have that light. Let me get this light going in theory. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So we have the gate that will be going over here. And we're gonna hopefully do this without tying things in knots, because I haven't touched this in a day or two, because I was busy making emotes. So we're gonna just jump right in. Oh, I should also do my great. Fantastic. Okay. So we're going to have an ad come up since I run those now. So that'll be happening in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So we're gonna let that go. I'm gonna hope I don't manage to stab myself while I'm sewing this, as is always the hope while working on these projects. Where did I put this? Let's watch, please. Great. Fantastic. Okay. We're gonna make this a very basic hinge. Um, so it will be a little loose for the time being. So that's fine once it's sitting on the floor. We shouldn't have that issue. I have to probably have to fight with a fight with the mod bot that I had. But okay, I will see you after the ads. And welcome back from the ad break. Right now, for now, I just got affiliate today. I haven't really fussed with any of the settings. I'm letting them just run how they want. So it's I think like every 18 minutes, every 15 minutes, something like that. It'll be like a minute. But just to might as well just leave it at the defaults for now. Let's come over here, this up, see if this counts. It may or may not. Probably won't. Okay. Is Okay. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. Authorize. Fantastic. Helps if I know how to type. Great. Fantastic. Okay. So hopefully Saribot joins us in a minute. And that will be fantastic. Because I had to do the whole extra login thing with yeah. Well, we should be good with all of that. That'll be fantastic. Trying. This is as we continue up here. And then I gotta. This is like jumping back and forth between the two different. Here we go. What's that? Okay. Fantastic. I should take my hoodie off. Ow. And put the needle in the sharp side. I'm gonna finish up this section and then so it was a pretty quiet birthday overall. Got my had work this morning. Ow. I managed to stab my tongue with my needle. Ow. Okay. So we're gonna put that down. Take the hoodie off for now. And then we're gonna come back down this way and go back to working. Got the got the arc erase going. Not have multiple. Going back to Twitch. There we go. Let's see who else is up, but we will hang out. I know it's a Friday night, so everybody's probably off having a good time. But I'm gonna sit here and chill. People show up or they won't. All the same to me. Then once the bar is finished up, I'll have to once I'm done with the sewing, I'm going to add some extra supports. I have some little wooden dowels I'm going to add to underneath this just to make it a little bit more rigid in theory. But flip this up a little bit so y'all can kind of see what I'm actually doing. While trying not to twist. But yeah. Once I'm done with the edging of the bar, I can let it sit for, I can glue it and let it sit. ads coming up. If you're new to the channel, you can play that RPG game in the chat, the RPG bot. Keeps things interesting. Also down below, there's there should be an extension that lets you have somewhat of a graphic interface to at least see what like see your inventory and all that fun stuff. I don't even know what chat I'm in. Okay. I guess that's fine. So, gonna get a little bit more comfortable here while y'all watch what's going on. Okay, welcome back. I'll ooh, flying wyverns. Woohoo. One of these days I'll remember to attempt to cast a spell. the fun time of untwisting the thread, because I decided to use like half a skein on this time. Do I have? Okay. Not be easier going this direction. That's fine. I didn't think it would be. Sooner or later I'll have to make some more stone arrows, but for now I'll be fine. Hey, base! Pretty good, pretty good. Still digesting dinner. But for the most part, just chilling. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much for the sub. You are an awesome human being. So I added the graphic. So it's just it shows up only like once I change my camera. So if I come over here, it should in theory, unless it doesn't loop properly. I had it set up earlier so it was cooperating. I have to see if there's a way to trigger it every time I switch to a scene. But so I was listening to the end of your stream base, and all of the ideas you have for the bots are really cool. I would have zero idea of where to start with that. I have a hard enough time getting the couple of bots I have to cooperate. Okay. I don't know why my emote disappeared. I was able to use it in your chat. Welcome back. So, for whatever reason, my emote that I had when I was in your chat is not showing up in my own chat, which is a little dumb, I think. I don't know, maybe I have to refresh my page. Yeah, that one. For whatever reason, I'm not seeing that. Is it because I can't follow myself? Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. That makes a bit more sense than all of a sudden, oh, well, I can't possibly follow myself, so guess I don't get that emote. Yeah, because the only one that's showing up for me right now is the default emote that I deleted already. But I finished that one yesterday, and then I finished a second one today. Well, yes, I did figure that that's how it should work, but I didn't know if it was just one of those dumb programming things where it's like, well, technically. But no, it does make sense since the only emote that's showing up in the stream manager is the default one that I have already deleted. I guess I just can't spam my love emote. I didn't realize that I'd have to go through the whole like reauthorization process with the Seribot, so I'm kind of like waiting for it to show up, but I think I have to restart the stream for it to show up again properly. Because that whole, oh, I had to up the security to my account when I was setting up all the affiliate stuff up today. What? Go in here. Let's go. There we go. What is this? Yelling about. Okay. Great. That's nice. Fantastic. Woohoo. Okay, SariBot is here. Fantastic. This is just not updating properly. Great. Okay. Good to know my StreamBot is just being a little slow. Or Stream Manager. There we go. SariBot's here now. Fantastic. I'm a little all over the place. Kind of in a mild food coma type thing from dinner. We got some Italian from like the local pizza and pasta joint. I had stuffed shells. There were so many stuffed shells, and they are delicious. And it's my birthday. I can drink what I want to. So we do have an ad break coming up in 3 minutes. Because again, going through the whole process today, I didn't really change any of the defaults. I figured let's just let it run like it wanted to. And then if it works better doing it some other way, then I will let it do what it needs to do, or I will modify it later once I get a better feel for how things are going. So I'm trying. Um, yeah, I'm aside from choking on air, I want to add the web link to my page. This way people can join it if they're so inclined. I have to again do that. Dinner took longer, and then mom wants to do the presents, and we gotta sing. We really don't, but it is what it is. Aww. Thank you. See, all this is you're just testing all my alerts at this point. I finally, or not finally, I've had them up for a couple of streams now, but I had them set up in Twitch. I just never I had just never added them to OBS because I was like, oh, I guess that's a thing I have to do for them to the alerts to show up. Probably need to lower the volume in the OBS settings because those are very loud. But then again, I should leave them at the volume they are because if I'm zoned out crafting, the sudden alert noise will make me look up. So we'll be going into ads. I probably won't say too much while the ads are going. Ugh. Let me RPG raid. That's a lot of things. So I can plant wheat. Great. Fantastic. helps if I know how to type. Again, it would really help if I knew how to type. Fantastic. Great. Okay. What else did I get? Okay. Fantastic. I don't know if that spell. Okay. Sure. We're gonna pretend that that worked and I know what it actually does. Gotta untangle the thread. Untangle. Then again, this class is why you don't use too long of a thread. Do as I say, not as I do. That's pretty much the life lesson. Just because I'm going to tell you the best practices doesn't mean I myself will follow them, because it's one of the things my family is known for, doing things the hard way. Would not be tied in knots. Thanks. Great. I have no idea if the rage helped, but at the very least, it's gonna up my magic use. Exactly. You forgot the equip command. here. Have that be there. And then I'll be over there. And now we're good. What even? That's cute. I like the tiling effect there. Gotta answer a text from Grandma. Can't let Grandma go on red. Because then she yells. So once I finish this edging, I gotta finish up the section over here with the dark brown and add the other leg. Then I will dig out into my other pencil case, grab the little wooden dowels I have to add some extra rigidity. I gotta figure out what other types of emotes I want to add to the channel. 'Cause I have two more that I haven't finished coloring, drawing. They're still very rough sketches. Ow. Let's not stab myself. I have, so the two that I finished, I have obviously this one, which is the emote that is functional at the moment, and this one is still under review, but it's a much more like zoomed in version of this. And then I have the face palm and the rage emote because okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let me make note of that. I did understand what you meant. Basically, I'm like trying to go through it and think about how, because a lot of times I prefer to react to things using an emote as opposed to typing out a response. So it's like, okay, well, how would I react to a lot of situations? Like the face palm is very much needed. Maybe I'll do like a drunk Kazul. Just a dragon drinking out of a barrel or something. Oh, and then I also want to draw the dragon scale. So I can have for my channel points. So I can customize that a little bit. It also just gives me an excuse to doodle some more. And I finally got to break out the colored pencils again. Because that is, if I'm doing traditional art, colored pencils are the way to go. I have my whole box of Prismacolors over there. Okay. Okay, so we have another ad coming about in a minute. Hey, B. Thank you very much. How are you doing, B? We have ads coming up in like 30 seconds, so I'll see y'all after this break. Okay, I think we're back. Okay. Hi, B. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out when these ad breaks are happening. When I'm talking out into space or when I'm, talking to people. Ah! Thank you so much, loves. Yeah, it's a big purple button. And it makes fun stuff happen on screen. Oh, I didn't even. I don't know what's up with that light. Thank you so much. As I choke on air. Cheers to you. So, yeah, I just got the affiliate notification today. Well, thank you both. It's been pretty chill. Had some nice stuffed shells for dinner. I mean, I still had to go to work today, but my coworker was super awesome and brought me like a whole McDonald's breakfast. So that was super nice. So I had twice as much coffee as I normally do in the morning because I had a monster, I had a caramel frappe, and then I had a whole large iced coffee, and plus I've had like two more monsters. So I am a little over caffeinated today. So it was actually a sausage burrito, which I had never had before, but it was the hash browns are by far the best. I will go like the muffins or the pancakes. I really don't care, but if I get the pancakes, I drown them in syrup. To be fair, she did just surprise me with the breakfast. Not like she took my order or anything. I was cleaning my machine and she just like surprises me with just the bag. So that was super nice. I almost cried. It was almost enough to like thaw the ice around my heart. Macca's. Oh my god. That is such an Australian thing. But yes, I forgot that's what y'all called it. It's Mickey D's. I haven't had like a proper like fast food breakfast in forever, but the best was the Burger King uh French toast sticks. That by far had to be like the most delicious thing ever. That's fair. That's fair. But Macca's is not something like Mickey D's. Everybody will occasionally call it. Macca's is wholly a Australian thing. But nah, it's all good. Listen, I'm not going to comment on that in particular, but if you ever like visit like the South, as in like Texas, Alabama, some of the slang that they have, I'm like, huh? When they go all, Southern Belle and the, oh, bless your heart. I'm like, what? I know it's a very polite way of telling me to go fuck myself. Listen, as a New Yorker, I can state it's so I grew up and I moved back to, New York, but I also lived in Massachusetts for 7 years. So not only am I a New Yorker, I was a masshole for a while too. The worst is when so I didn't work in Boston, but I worked close enough that one of my coworkers had the Bostonian accent. So I was picking up on some of it because I have a problem. I guess it's not really a problem, but if I'm either talking to somebody who has a accent or um, listening to an accent, I will unconsciously mimic said accent. So for a while, I was saying like yesterday, I would be yesterday, and my sister was giving me so much shit for it. You got that Boston accent where everything's the AH. You left your car keys and your khakis. You're gonna get some clam chowder. And don't even get me started on attempting to pronounce some of the like Massachusetts town. They're like just as bad as some of the New York towns, and it's like, did was there a vote or did one guy just name these things? Yeah, New Yorkers add R's. Massachusetts drops them. I need to like. I want to learn how to do more accents because if I plan on doing voice acting for all the characters in this whole show, I want to be able to have other accents. Well, yeah, I gotta do all the voice acting for all of the different characters. It's like if I'm singing, I can mimic whatever the like whatever accent the singer has. But if I'm trying to like speak with that accent, I it usually just evolves into a bad British accent. To be completely honest, and don't don't make me watch YouTube videos. I'm gonna open this in a new tab. Uh, we're gonna open this. We're gonna immediately pause this so I don't. That is really loud. I will watch that later. Okay, so the basic storyline is you have Kazul. Don't worry, base. I can kill my own productivity well enough. So this is the character Kazul. She is the outsider who comes in to the tavern. This is Vero, the other main character. He has been at the tavern at least for the day. Um, and Kazul is she's basically given up because with her parents having kicked her out of the cave, you know, pretty early on in life, she had to learn how to survive on her own very quickly. And unfortunately, that led to her making poor choices and going on a 500-year-long rampage before her parents found her once again and trapped her in human form. Vero doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on. He just wakes up in places and has no idea how he got there, why he's there. But he's supposed to be a researcher of sorts. Although at this point, he's pretty convinced that his quote unquote employer is just sending him out on busy work to not get underfoot. Basically, the first problem that they have to overcome is when Orion, the yeah, no, um, so Orion is their very first problem. Once, because well, no, that's a lie. He's the first problem in the morning. We have to get to the morning first. It starts out with Kazul kind of being a dick and like, oh well, why should I talk to you? I'm never gonna see you again. I'm just gonna keep you at arm's length. And she eats supper at the bar, goes out, uh, goes to leave, but leaves her cloak behind. So Vero, being the good guy that he is, kid, he's fresh faced 18. He's a kid. Uh, Goes to run out and return it, but unfortunately, there was a trio of bandits waiting outside because they want the fancy dagger that Kazul has. Because they're like, oh, well, clearly she doesn't need something that fancy, and we can make a quick buck off of that. So Kazul's an idiot, goes outside without her cloak on. Vero, being Mr. Nice Guy, goes out to try and help her or bring her cloak, then sees the bandits attacking her, and then Vero has no idea what's going on because one of the others takes over. Vero has three other people in his head that it's either the three of them are in control or Vero's in control. The other three can pay attention and they know what's going on when Vero's in control. But if the others are in control, Vero just thinks he passed out. So that's the first time Kazul gets introduced to the others. And the first one she meets is Dirk. Then you have Gustav and Pip, who are also in Vero's head. So that's going to be fun because I basically need to do 4 voices for one character. One of them being a 9-year-old girl. So I have to talk all high pitched, and I have to make sure that my voice isn't scratchy when I'm doing that. But since she's a little chaos murder demon, it's fine. I'll just need to make sure I'm plenty, like, hydrated when I try and do that. Listen, all you gotta do is take this, you know, medieval RPG bot base and just use that idea, but then do like modern warfare or like sci-fi. Then you can have your jetpacks and your AKs. So, like, a good part of the characters. So, Kazul was my LARP character, and then Vera was my friend's who, you know, that was his character. But then later on, there's some other characters that, yeah, that sounds about right. For those sort of high pitched voices, I channel Sammy with an I and a heart over the I, who's happy and bubbly at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can go, "Hi, how can I help you?" That is the customer service voice, TM. But the one of the other characters is was a D&D character I played, who the party knew as a suit of armor. That that was the extent of that character, at least until the dwarf was an idiot and went to go like yell at her and opened the door, and it was like, Dolan is a girl, because the dwarf was the cleric, but he, for whatever reason, used to try and throw things at the giant suit of armor fighter, who was half dragon, half elf. Because she was raised by orcs, therefore it was shameful to be female and shameful to be any part elf. I need to find a D&D group again. That's where I get a lot of ideas for my chaos. Got more people, the birthday wishes. I'm like, let me make sure I acknowledge them. There we go. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Listen, you set up a Discord call. I'll be there. I have, I think, like on top of my display case back there, I have all of my dice still. And I have the fun, like, crystal dice. So some of the best D&D stories that I have. I was playing a half dragon in a dragon uh in a world where dragons really, like, half dragons weren't a thing. Um yeah, absolutely. So uh there was, this eventually turned into like an epic level campaign, so there was ridiculous shenanigans going on, especially since it was a homebrew. But when you have a 6 foot tall half dragon talking to a 2 foot tall kobold, going, "Can I burn him now?" And the kobold is like, "No." Then there was also the nat 1 on a sense motive check, and the in-game boyfriend was sneaking off with one of the player character merchants, or it was the merchant who was a player character, and they went off somewhere. So I go sense motive. I see them sneaking around, and I'm like, "He's cheating on me with the merchant," because, nat ones, you get to be over dramatic. That was also when we would have like 12-hour game sessions. So that was a bit of a ridiculous game. That's when I being dramatic is like the best part of anything. But let's see. That character was a bard barbarian rage mage sublime chord. Bye base, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the bits. Yeah. See, the problem was that I can DM, but I much prefer being a player. Because I like to try and break the game. Which is why like this project I'm planning like I'm working on building this whole world like where I have the country, I have all of the little territories because this way I can use this world for anything. And as I'm building this world, everything happens in the like the same world. It might take place in the future or the past compared to one story, but hey, the world's there. Oh yeah. No, I just like see, I'm actually one of the players who likes to role play. So I've found that Fate tends to be a better dice system for me than D&D because with D&D you get way too involved in all the dice rolls and whatnot, all the numbers and the skill trees. Like no, give me the story reason why this is going to work and we'll figure out the like actual reason how it works because it's more fun that way. Exactly. That's why homebrews are fun and like Fate has much more flexibility because it's just like plus minus. Yeah, but the Fate system you have four plus minus dice. So okay, you run with you roll and you either get an advantage or a disadvantage and the skills are only like um again like a plus minus thing. It keeps things a little bit simpler and allows you to focus on the story, which is again what I prefer doing the role play for. Even if I was just doing like role play in general, it doesn't have to be necessarily like a D&D because that's actually how I started writing our Dark Past Straws together. It was me and the guy who plays Vero. We just went back and forth, and because we kind of tag teamed the world, so it was fun. And then life got in the way. The goal, at the very least, for tonight is to finish this bar. Okay. Oh, good bot. Absolutely. You let me know when that's happening. Fair enough. I know I actually have off from work on Memorial Day. But pretty for the most part, any day but Saturday uh is usually open for me. Because at least until like October, Saturday is race day. Untwisting the thread. Yeah. Huh. Until June, like the beginning of June, Monday nights aren't good because I have rehearsals then. But if it's over text, I can do things like on my phone even while I'm at rehearsal. But yeah, let me know what rule set to work with, and I have no problem rolling up a character. Absolutely. Because I might even like. No, no, you're all good. You're all good. Because I might even pull out one of like my old characters, depending on the setting. Because I have a pirate, I have a rogue, I have a bard. I have a lot of bards. I usually prefer playing bards. It's my two like preferred classes. I like bard, and I like a ranger slash druid. There's just so many like flavors of bards that you can do, because you can do a singing bard, you can do an instrument bard, you could do like poetry. Okay, have you ever seen the movie The Gamers? Because you could always do the horny bard. Because that movie is definitely one of those, like, if you like D&D, that is one of the best movie series, really. Well, yes. Actually, doing an anti-horny bard, that would be a an interesting, you know, character concept. Be like such a prude where you can't do like anything or you don't want to do anything. Yeah. It definitely be interesting. Be like you have to be like, "Oh, I'm trying to be a master of my instrument or something, so I won't be I won't do anything." You know, the barely eats, barely sleeps, must practice 40 hours a day. Ugh. Oh, that's fun. There was it wasn't my character, but it was in a group where I was, oh yeah, a dragon cursed sorceress. So that was like one of the few times that I didn't play a melee character. Uh there was a the bard was like wrapped as their bard uh as their bard trait. But then again, it was also like homebrew magic system. There are so many flavors of just characters. The one of the characters I played for a Fate game was my pirate, who was like a notorious pirate captain who ran into a noble, and they were like, you know, wait, you're that infamous captain, but you're female, or you're too female to be a captain. And then, that draws the sword, holds it at the neck. Say that again? Nah, listen, if it's not dragons, it's pirates. Now, the only thing better would be like a pirate dragon rider or something, or a dragon who moonlights as a pirate because Why am I going to wait for the humans to bring me gold when I can just take it myself? So that'd be an interesting like twist on the like siren uh sort of like mythos, where instead of having the pirate run off with like a mermaid or a siren, no, the pirate's actually like a water dragon. You would never have to worry about the captain going down with the ship. Yeah, portal jumping, dragon riding pirates. Yeah, but that only works if now the whole like theme of the world has to be kind of steampunk. Because then you have that like Victorian flair to go along with it. That would be pretty fun. That would just be fun to like cosplay as. It makes them all the more fun. Because then you can always have like one of your players be like the odd man out and then suddenly be like, oh, well, this is clearly where you came from. But they have no recollection of ever being from there. It definitely allows for more fun backstory. Because it's always fun to tie your characters into the actual like backstory of the world. That's why what you gotta do is I just will throw any idea I have, get like a Google Doc and just put them in there. Because then at least they're there. If you have an idea, you can just go back to like before it adds more detail to it. It lets you sort of like ADD bounce between everything and slowly build it up. Or you can share the doc with a couple people, and then someone who has an idea can add bullet points underneath. But this way, they're all at least, you know, jotted down somewhere that you can come back to later. Or if you like, you can't type that fast. What you can also do is, if your phone has the voice recorder, which most of them do, or carry around one of those little just voice recording, uh, be like, oh, here's an idea, and then have it automatically like go to Google Drive just so it's there, and then the world can just exist. Or if you only have a city, hey, I have a whole country I need to populate. Did I show you the map of the country that I'm like slowly filling up as I tell various stories? Let me see, where did I shove that? The conveniently still over here. So this is like one part of the continent. So there is more. There's a whole section that comes out. It kind of actually is shaped vaguely like Australia, because that's foreign and exotic to me. But so like most of this story will take place up in the border over here between Thanaloon and Gigith. So Gigith is the like country over here. Uh, this is all Trosia. So I have the OneNote, Microsoft OneNote, where I have every single one of these places has a page. And then in that page, I have, the important people, important cities. What is their major export? What is their import? What are they known for? So I've been, yeah, basically. This is the like the actual like outside coast, and then everything else kind of goes this way. I know I have somewhere I drew up like the rest of the map, but I don't remember off the top of my head where that went. Let's see if I can pull that up, and if I actually have that relatively easily accessible. I don't care about pattern for Orion. I want this one. I have the history. Nope, that doesn't help anything. Yeah, I don't have the full map easily uh, access accessible, but I know I had been working on it because that's also where my video game is going to take place. Where the whole point of the video game is you're basically traveling. Oh, good. Basically, it's you start in the video game, you start out down here in Naria, and you have to go around to every single location and complete a task and find one of the masks. I know I have like RPG Maker that I use. But for the most part, I just like to write it up and organize it in the way that will flow best for me. what do you mean? It's more inspired by like Final Fantasy, like directly, but it's also based off of like the major arcana, where you have to, like, each mask is off of what you have. Each mask is represents one of the major arcana, and they all get like different buffs. I probably have like 5 notebooks, but that has all of this information sort of spread across it. So the whole digital notebook is so I can hopefully uh like compile everything together. And I want to say 5 is at the very least like when I work on the game, because 5 is really the only one that I played. I attempted to play 6, but I didn't like the mech suits. I also haven't played it in quite a long time. But Final Fantasy 5 is at the very least the like the battle system. Fair. That's fair. So there should be a couple of emotes. I don't know if the second one's up yet, but there should be an emote for being my follower. I don't know if it's fully, reached Australia yet. I don't even know if I have access to it. I do. My second one hasn't shown up yet, but we got the Kazul's love. I appreciate that. This is so these are colored pencil. This is the love emote, and then this is the one that I'm waiting on approval for. This is the tier 1 sub, and then I have 2 other ones sketched up right now. Got the face palm and the rage. So those are, I have all my colored pencils over here. These are all the colors that I was using for that. So that's how I keep busy with that stuff. Because I like doodling, I just don't have the patience. Listen, I'm happy to be your inspiration. Because then think about it. If we get this D&D game happening, we can sketch characters, sketch like situations, and then I could have like more of these characters as, either NPCs or interactive characters in the story. Because basically, the first big bad that Kazul and the gang have to face off in the story is her dad. So they kind of need to build an army. And I have about 6 people, and 6 people an army is not. because absolutely, that is absolutely. But the uh brain function not happening. Absolutely. Except my dad's pretty cool. I did buy him a race car. So, but character Kazul. So, Zaldar. That's the big bad we need to take down. And the best part is like, I don't know, like not even a week into Kazul deciding, fine, I guess I'll stick around with these humans. They've kind of adopted me somehow. Uh, her mother shows up in human form in the tavern, and she's like, huh? Who? Why? Absolutely not. Like, you don't get to suddenly act like you're my mother. This is not okay. And then she runs off and ends up getting herself hurt. And then Orion, the pompous guard, ends up collecting her and is basically like, you're an idiot. Let me teach you how to fight. And then there's tension because, like, two of the extra souls in Vero's body have a crush on Kazul, but Vero looks at Kazul like a big sister. So it gets a little complicated because they're all in Vero's body, at least to start. And when you create this one shot, I want to be able to seduce the NPCs. Oh, werewolves. Wow. It's a lot of werewolves. I wonder if I have enough hide to make werewolf armor now. You know, it's slightly a problem when you kill things and you go immediately. Oh, can I make things out of their dead bodies yet? Okay, and I should now be able to. Fair enough. That sounds a lot like the at least very similar to the backstory of my rogue who goes by Dagger. Um, she's effectively like crown princess to Thanaloon, which it controls all of Trosia, who, under the draw of the Mask of the Fools, set off on an adventure when she was like 18, leaving behind her parents and a younger sister, and ended up all the way in Naria, where she has a reputation as a rogue, and you just don't ask questions. She will acquire things. You don't ask questions. You're safer not knowing. And she kind of picks up the strays, but she has avoided going back to Thanaloon, so she has no idea what's going on up back home until one day on their grand quest, the party has to go back there, and within like a minute of setting foot in her hometown, she gets arrested because her sister is like, absolutely not. You're not taking my crown. Uh, you're only here to usurp the throne from me. Uh, Especially after you ran away and ran away from the betrothal contract. So it gets a little dramatic. And then she's just like, sorry guys. And then there's the whole, wait, you're the missing princess? That doesn't compute. Because why would the insane rogue be the, rightful ruler of the whole damn country? That's not how these things work. But also in Thanaloon, there is the Library of Ivory, which is the collection of all the knowledge ever. In a little town, not even a town, it's like the proper city of Sayo, there is a big ass white tower that is home to the Library of Ivory. There are no people who work there, but all of the knowledge is there. It's less that she didn't want to be chosen and more just, I can't be bothered with this right now. So I am going to take a quick break so I can get up and stretch, go have a smoke, and I'll be back. So I'm going to leave y'all alone for like 10 minutes. So I will see y'all in a bit. I'll see if I can set some ads to run. And yeah, we'll be back in a little bit. I am back. But in another 10 seconds, we'll be back from the ads. And we're back. Yay! Okay. I'm gonna start by going in here. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, golems. Woohoo! It's probably harvest too. Go for it. No, all good. All good. I am slowly starting to fade, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to last tonight. Because again, I have been up since 5:30 this morning. Because I did have work. We're almost there. Almost there. We got ads in 15 seconds. And we're back. Rearranging myself to be more comfortable. Oh. Okay. It's always good when a race can't get past lap one. Maybe third time will be the charm to get this one done. Sunday morning stream should hopefully be a little bit more lively because the only thing I'll have to do before then is grocery shopping. It all depends on what time we get home tomorrow after racing. Oh yay, we finished a lap. Oh yeah. Listen, that's why I picked the nice chill music, so we got that going in the background. So I don't have a problem with it, but when I mean more lively, I mean where I won't be falling asleep. Then again, I have been going for almost 3 hours. So we shall see. Fair enough. Glad to be of service. I imagine that it's similar to how the way for me, what I'll do, I'll specifically put on either music or like a very dialogue heavy like YouTube video when I'm trying to fall asleep, but I'll have the volume very low. So I almost have to completely stop doing everything so I can focus on the words or the lyrics, the music, and it sort of lets me like just zone out, and it's that nice fancy like meditation technique because otherwise my brain just won't shut up. Yeah, the way I redirect the voices is oh yes, you're now going to be a character. Let me put a face to the voice and put you into situations that you otherwise wouldn't be in. Yeah, I can understand the possessive tendencies. That whole for me, it's the draconic hoarding. Do I need like 15,000 sets of dice? No. Am I going to keep them and get them anyways? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I like collecting. So we have the dollar coins. They're not really like widely used as actual like for transactions, but I collect. Yeah, go for it. um, but yeah, no. There was a train of thought. It got derailed. Oh yeah, dollar coins. So the only really way that you get them is from like change in vending machines, or I know for us the train station would give them as change when you would buy a ticket. So excuse me. I would collect them when I worked at as a convenience store uh, cashier. Anytime customers would come in with those, I'm just like, yeah, it's technically real money. However, I collect foreign coins the same way. You're gonna hand me, a good chunk of shiny gold colored coins. It's going in a treasure chest. I don't care that it's $20. It's going in the chest. Very nice, very nice. There's just something cool about like going to antique stores or thrifting, especially if like certain thrift stores um like either don't care to look into the value. uh I know like Savers, I got a bunch of cool glasses that look like little goblets. uh oh yeah, but there are some things that will always be bought new, but other than that, I'm like, I don't need brand new clothes. I could care less. Jeans I'm particular about because like I have curves. They have to fit right because I live in like the same pair of jeans for the week because I get dirty while I'm at work. I'm not going to change pants 15,000 times. But I'll also make things. So rather than getting like buying a new comforter, I made myself a blanket. hoodies are one thing because I'll usually buy if like a hoodie is available. Uh, I'll support like creators with a hoodie, or I hate t-shirts. They need to have like a loose collar for me to be comfortable in them, or I cut them. And if they're not, I need to get them like 3 times oversized. Okay, okay. I like despise tights and pantyhose. Like I don't often dress up, and if I do, I'm wearing like some sort of pants or I'm wearing leggings. No, listen, if you can rock them, rock them. I just can't be bothered because again, I have curves, and pantyhose are not fun with curves. Plus, like the only time that I wear like skirts are like the awards banquet for the racetrack. No, that's fair. Um, and besides, most of the time, if I'm wearing a skirt, I'm wearing leggings underneath it or like Spanx because I don't I don't like socks, so I don't like the enclosed feet. That's the problem. Long skirts, I absolutely like that. I can get like get behind, especially if they're like full skirts. Just regular maxi skirts, I'm like eh. But if they have a little bit of body to them, like I actually just recently finished crocheting a skirt. Let me finish up this section and I'll show you. Very nice. I like the like not quite a wrap skirt, but like that asymmetrical cut where it's shorter in the front, longer in the back. There's something about that, like that nice angle, show off the legs a little bit, but have enough fabric in the back to not be sitting like right on whatever you're sitting on. Yeah. No, I like the plush fabrics. I've never really been too big of a fan of like the clingier fabrics. I like that over soft. I go more for comfort than anything. So if you get me a nice, like, worn in, like, sweater, I can deal with whatever. Yeah. But it all depends on how is the fabric, like, put together? Are there seams? Where do the seams sit? And all that fun stuff. That's pretty cool though. Did you have any part in like the shearing of the sheep? No, that's fair. This way you can it's like check, done, been there, done that, never doing it again. That's how I feel about customer service. It's also why I'll never be like a school teacher. I have no patience for people. I can play the customer service game. However, it is definitely that I choose not to. This way, nobody has to worry about me committing arson. 'Cause I was joking this morning when me and Dad were leaving the house to go to work, uh, walking to the cars. I'm like, so it's my birthday. That means I can set 33 people on fire, right? Instead of candles. He only laughed, so I think that means that's how it works. This way I can play the but it's my birthday. Eh, hold on to that one. So we got I wonder if it would be better to glue a second piece of that or actually to dig out. I think probably be better dig out popsicle sticks. So I'll have to wait for tomorrow to do that. To add a little extra rigidity. We're gonna grab the rest of this. Even though I shouldn't, I'm going to anyways. And then I think campfires are fun. Yeah, no, I can understand that. But this late at night, I oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This late at night, plus the little bit of alcohol, plus being probably sleep deprived, whatever minimal filters that I use are just about gone. So, B, do you have a Discord? Because it'd probably be easier to continue these conversations on Discord. Listen, the sun is an awful invention. It should just be under Kazul Studios. I don't. I try and keep everything consistent. I know I don't think I have a link to it, but Yeah, I don't think because I don't have a server myself. I'm only really part of the web server. Uh, Trying to have a Discord server seems like there'd be way too much uh chaos, and I ain't about that life. So here, I tried to have a server a while ago, but it turned toxic, and I didn't want to deal with that anymore. So let me put that down for a second. Gotcha. So let's see if I can do this right. This one, this one. Okay, well, Discord is thinking. So we're looking, we're looking. Okay, well, Discord is it's trying. Because if you try to search for me, it might be easier. Because I'm not. It doesn't want to seem to find your Discord profile. It's just Kuzul Studios. It should be. Yeah, you should just be able to search the Kuzul Studios. There we go. All good. All good. Yeah, no, I have very specifically signed up for things, or like, even if I wasn't sure if I was going to use it, I would sign up for the account to claim that Kazul Studios name, just so, when it becomes relevant, I have the appropriate names. Fair enough. I also have that ability to overthink anything and everything. That's why I don't talk to strangers. I'm almost done with this. They're not as good as they can be. I'm just very pale, and the light washes out any imperfections. Yeah, like I actually have a lot of like minuscule like stabs on my fingers. Uh what actually really helps, not sponsored, should be sponsored. This stuff is amazing for like not letting my hands dry out. Uh Especially since I'm constantly handling sheet metal. I'm always getting little like nicks on my hands. I still have hair dye on my hands. That's okay. But yeah, no, that O'Keefe's working hands between the like tub, and they have like an actual like hand cream in a tube. Those are by far like the best thing that I found. So, short of adding some extra support to make, I just got to make this a little bit sturdier because I should have used two uh pieces of plastic canvas. Here, we'll go all the way. We'll put the floor underneath everything too. We'll be fancy. A little bar stool. We got that. Now, obviously, the table wouldn't be nearly as close to the bar itself. I'm hitting my laptop with the camera stand. And then back here, you have the gate that'll close. So there'll be a wall back here while Tyrion's sitting in the background, judging everyone. Actually, how does this work for the height of the wall? That is a little low. Thank you. That's really like the plan is I want to be able to show off all of the nonsense in the background and not just like the final project. That's a decent height for the wall, I think. Because this way, yeah, if there's a window. I'm see, because if you're walking through, you're hunched over at the moment. Yeah, no. I need that height to be the wall. This would work for like an angled section. So that okay. And we're gonna label this. Not that it's gonna be very obvious to read it. There. It is now labeled wall. This way, that will be the height for the walls. I can cut more pieces so I can actually level them properly. I have my finished connector piece. One of them anyways. So that'll be able to like slide right in here. That is nice and snug. That is perfect. And the wall can slide right in there. So that and then this way I can add like windows and like the door. But this way I have the yeah, and the best part is I'm making this all up as I go along. He's gonna be over here watching and judging. Yes, then the fun part is okay, so here. So do you like he's looking down at his book, then the door opens. Yes. Making it up as we go. So now I have my quote unquote template for the wall. But I think this is a good stopping place for tonight. I'm gonna shove that camera back over there. I'm just, what is even going on here? If I ever make it to a film festival, there's, I don't know. That means I actually managed to finish something. I did. It was made all the more special for you hanging out with me tonight, B. My next stream I plan to do is going to be Sunday morning for me. I don't know what that translates to Australian time, and all I know is that it will be probably 10:30, 11ish Eastern Standard Time. You can do the math. I believe you're sometime in the future. I am slowly learning to appreciate that. I'm absolutely slowly learning to appreciate that. That why didn't that work? Load. Oh, okay. It's just being dumb in OBS. Yeah, yeah. But at least I'll be in my box at the racetrack, hiding from the outside. So I'm like, I don't have to. I can make it giant and not have to pay the cost. So on that note, thank you for hanging out all night. I will see you next time. Thank you for the sub. Uh, and yeah, have a good night, good afternoon, good you, good day. Uh, bedtime. I will. You do what you have to do. I will see you on Sunday, and absolutely have a good night. Bye bye.